Hey everyone, this is Scott from Forgot to Grow Up. Welcome to another edition of ReWatching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Today I'm talking about Season 5, Episode 16, Inside Voices. So I'm just going to be starting off with the plot summary and then talking about my general thoughts after having just finished rewatching this episode. So yeah, that plot summary says, under Hale's orders, Creel attempts to absorb the gravitonium and begins to see flashes of Franklin Hall. In anguish from his exposure to the gravitonium, Creel works with Coulson and Talbot to escape. Hale sends Ruby after them as Creel stays behind, allowing Coulson and Talbot to escape via the Confederacy's transportation device. Meanwhile, Daisy and May locate Robin, who has stopped drawing her visions for some time after seeing her own death in the future. Upon seeing May, Robin begins to draw again, this time showing Coulson and Talbot's location in the mountains. Back at the lighthouse, Simmons convinces Yo-Yo to help her free Fitz and pursue possible leads on Hydra's gravitonium-powered weapons. Together, they trick Mac into releasing Fitz before locking him up. A flashback to 4 years ago reveals that Ian Quinn was tricked by Raina into being absorbed by the gravitonium. So yeah, I just finished rewatching this episode, and this episode's fun because we get a lot to do. We get a lot of flashbacks because of the gravitonium, because Creel touches the gravitonium, which has Franklin Hall in it, and now we learn also has Ian Quinn in it as well. Those two people are two of the ones we know about, at least, that are in the gravitonium, and those personalities start to affect Creel, and he's hearing thoughts and stuff like that. So this episode was fun because we get all those little flashbacks, and it's a nice little nod to the fact that this is connecting back to the first season, I believe. I believe that's when we first were introduced to gravitonium and Ian Quinn, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so it's fun just because of that. I like the fact that, you know, Coulson and Talbot and Creel all team up to leave, and it's terrible to say, but I kind of like Talbot's character when he's a little, you know, he's a little, not all his marbles are there right now, and that's understandable. He was shot in the head and tortured by Hydra, so it's understandable he's not all together, but I really kind of enjoy his character with the way he handles himself. He's still a military man at his core. He just doesn't have much of his inside voice as a shout, which is Talbot, you know, so I just enjoy his character. I always enjoyed his character, but I kind of like getting this kind of, you know, more vulnerable side of him because of, you know, what he's been through, so all this. But I like that him and Coulson still kind of get along, and that he, you know, still is the general, or, yeah, to, like, you know, order Creel, be like, we can't wait, soldiers, and then they save Coulson, who dies for like a minute in this episode. I remember when I first saw that, I'm like, wait, is this can't be how it happens? And then rewatch it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about this fake out. Damn, you gotta watch out for those robots punching you in the chest. But yeah, it was kind of interesting. I just like that scene in particular, not because Coulson dies, but because what Talbot does to, you know, convince Creel to do something to bring Coulson back. So I just enjoyed that little bit of it. We also see Yo-Yos New Arms in this episode. I think this is one of the few times we actually see the full thing, like both of them. She takes off her shirt at one point, she's in a sports bra, and you can see the full thing. They go all the way up, and then from then on, she's always got a long sleeve on, so you can only see, you know, like from the wrist down. And I'm pretty sure that's most of the way it stays for the rest of the season, which makes sense. You can't be editing freaking arms all day long. Just put a long sleeve shirt on. But it's interesting to see that she's now, you know, a little bit more even more superpower than she already was. You know, the fact that she had her yo-yo abilities before, now she's got robot arms that she just hasn't quite got control of yet. But apparently her and Fitz and that are all immortal, which they're gonna learn a little. They're learning that the hard way through near the end of this season, or within the next few episodes of this season. But yeah, which that part's a tough part for me. I remember when I first watched this being terrified about what Simmons is doing when she's, you know, testing Mac, or, yeah, trying to trick Mac, and I'm like, oh, Simmons, why you gotta do this? I felt like Fitz at that moment. And then the rewatch, I'm just sitting there being like, poor Mac. I'm on Mac's side this time. And I'm like, that's just, ooh, that's tough. So that scene is just, it's an up and down one for me, because I don't like how they trick her, and I don't like how, like, close to her potentially drinking the acid she came. It's the whole thing. Yes, that scene's just so much for me. Yeah, I like that they brought Robin back in this episode. It does seem a little bit lazy. I don't know. Lazy is not the right word for it. A little just like, did they not try anything else to try and find her? Like, that's what it feels like. Like, Coulson didn't go missing. It was like one episode ago, so it's been maybe like a week or so, And it's like, well, why do you guys go straight to getting the psychic? That's the part I miss. Like, the one thing I miss is, like, did they really exhaust all other options? It seemed like Daisy just went straight to trying to get Robin to do the work for her. I'm not sure. Maybe I missed something along those lines, but it just felt a little odd. Maybe that's because it ties in later in the season. I'm having trouble remembering because I'm like, well, if they're still on the ship, is this where Robin's mom dies? Is this coming up? Is this why they had to get on the plane? I can't remember exactly. But yeah, I just felt a little about that part. Like, didn't hate it, but I also didn't love the fact that it's Robin who kind of gets the team to be able to get to Coulson and them, which we don't get till the next episode even. But yeah, that's what else do I have written down? Oh yeah, just the Raina and Ian Quinn flashback at the end. I don't know if this was actually filmed in the first season. I don't think it appeared in the episode in the first season, if I'm not mistaken. I think we don't see part of that scene, but I don't think we saw him get absorbed. But I can't remember exactly now if we did see him get absorbed or not. That's an interesting one. Let me know in the comments below if you guys remember if we've already seen that clip before, if that was a flashback from an actual episode, or if they made a new flashback. Like, did they film this flashback to, like, fit in with that episode? Because I remember at the end of the episode them being in the van together. I don't remember if Raina absorbed him at the end of that episode or not. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you guys remember or not. But yeah, that's all my general thoughts for this episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Be sure to let me know in the comments below what you thought about this episode. Thanks again for joining me today. Sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And have a good one.